All right, before we get started, I just wanted to preface this video with the understanding that the goals of these drills is to work on making stick saves inside of the box. So one of the first ones I do is I have the goaltender hold their stick at an angle inside the box where they work on understanding that the momentum from the shot is what carries the puck to the corner, that they don't necessarily have to do any real work as far as pushing the puck to the corner, that if they can control their stick with good strength, that the momentum from the shot will carry the puck to that side. Kind of the idea of understanding that they're making more of a bunt or a putt motion, where it's a quick controlled movement towards the puck versus a grand slam big swing, or they're driving the ball off the tee 200 yards or something. So you see with this first goaltender, Ham do the same thing, put his stick where he thought he should be making a stick save, and you see he actually rotated back, what I would consider back out of the box, where now I moved his stick inside the box, and what I did was I drew an angle at where his stick should kind of be as far as keeping it square to where the shot's coming from. So we can see his logo and the blade, so can the puck. If we end up seeing the back of his blade or back of his paddle, he'll end up having pucks maybe ramp on him or swinging past him a little bit. See on this third one right there, it's a little bit better. There, I would say, is not terrible, but just there's less. He could use less wrist motion. He could kind of use his shoulder muscles to push at the puck rather than using his wrist right there, where you can see he ends up kind of rotating back, versus that one where he's kind of attacking the puck more. That's another word association I use, is that on the blocker side, they should attack the puck or intercept it. Not with a bunch of power, but as far as you're trying to make contact with the puck out in front of you in that trajectory line rather than going behind you. Another one I like to do with a marker, probably my favorite one, is to just draw two arrows on each side of the goaltender's stick blade. So now I don't have to hit a specific spot. I can just kind of shoot within an area, and the goaltender now has to make the adjustments on their own in mid-shot. But understanding with the concept that if that puck hits your blade and the arrows are facing the corner, that's where the puck's going to go. So if I shoot right at his toe, he'll end up keeping the arrows to the corner, and then obviously the puck goes there. If I shoot at the post and he makes contact with the arrows going to the corner, puck's going to go to the corner. And again, on the blocker side, attacking the puck more, not pulling backwards. And obviously working on a good foundation of a good stance to try and control that stick. And you see on that first shot, the arrow actually ended up back behind him and up in the air. That one's a bit better because you end up controlling the follow through. And there's another one where there's just too much follow through. More control as far as not putting so much oomph into the save selection. And then one thing I like to explain is that when you hear stick rotation, is to be a little more specific, that the arm muscles and the wrist muscles rotate the stick. You see right now I over-exaggerate and show them that the shoulders don't rotate, because if the shoulders rotate, the hands pull back and the stick pulls back, and you see the back foot even pulls back, specifically on this type of save. So that when it comes to rotating the stick, it's your arm muscles that do the work, not your torso. Your shoulder muscles do the work when it comes to rotating, but your shoulders don't rotate back. There we are, talking a little bit more of going at the puck with the heel a bit more, a little more turned with the shoulder muscles, not turning the shoulders with the torso. And it got a little bit better, a little more balance. Anytime you do have the young goaltender, it's going to be pretty hard on them because a lot of the work has to be done within their legs for balance. And to actually move their weight side to side actually comes down to the leg strength, so that they don't have to rely on the torso turning the shoulder so much. And again, not necessarily a game situation drill, but definitely a skill development drill while working on making contact with the stick. Once again, with the marker, I drew an arrow kind of like the first high school goaltenders, but another one I do is I just draw a circle. I'm like, all right, the puck's got to pass through this circle before it can reach the net. That's its trajectory angle. Your stick should move inside of this circle somewhere, so you don't want to end up going behind the circle, nice mustache, and making contact late where the puck has ended up behind you, or on this very first shot you'll see he ends up swinging past the circle and then missing the puck completely. and bingo. Now, another thing we'll talk about later is the pad moving with the stick. So if you do miss it, you have a backup plan. And these ones are a bit better. Where the head goes down, he makes contact, but you can see he does a lot of what I would say wrist rotation, to where sometimes we see the toe of the stick come up in the air. If I had a little more time with him, I'd say specifically to what I would say break the wrist. You can see with this goaltender here that his stick ends up staying flat because he ends up kind of turning his wrist in a way, kind of like he's making a blocker save, is what I kind of explain, so that he can kind of move out towards the puck but still keep the stick flat, almost like it's squaring up to the puck during the save selection. You see right there, it's not bad, but there's the one with just a little bit more control versus the first two was just a lot of power. But again, his stick was flat the whole time. And with that first one and this one now, what I did was put out a cone there. So now the idea is that, all right, you've got a cone to the side. Try to attack the puck by moving your stick towards the cone, and again, not rotating backwards behind the cone. Go at the cone when you're making the save. See right here, he's trying to move his stick so much to where his hips actually go in the opposite direction of where his head wants to go. So he's trying to bring his head down to the puck, but the way he's doing that is by having the hips go. The hips are bending, but they're bending backwards. And that's just right there would be just another bad habit. Where here now he's using the pad to kind of back up his stick. And now there's no chance of him pulling back, that's for sure. But again, having more control in his wrist to not end up doing any extra movement with it on the follow through of the save. This is another training device that we use. It's just a broken stick that we cut the blade in half. And that sometimes we need goaltenders to use to understand that the puck should hit on both sides, the heel of the stick. If it ends up hitting the middle of the toe, those are the ones that ramp up on you. And this one's what I call a 4-for-4 drill. So he's making 4 types of stick saves from different positions. So the first one is on his feet. The second one, he goes down. Third one, he stays down. The fourth shot, he slides over and slides back into the stick save. So it's like there's 4 different types of stick saves, but you still work on the same 3 things as far as your head going down towards the puck, making the save in front of you inside the box, and making contact with the heel. For all those 4 different types of stick saves, those are the main priorities, no matter the situation that you might have to deal with. And then finally, one of the other things I talk about is that whether it's a stick save or a blocker save, the idea of attacking the puck, moving inside the box. You get goaltenders that sometimes punch out on the blocker but pull back on the stick, when really if you just attack in the first place and move at the puck on its trajectory, you can either follow through with the save making a blocker save, or you can follow through with keeping the stick on the ice right there. There we were just alternating stick and blocker. Now we talk about, again, not pulling back, trying to attack the puck, whether it's in the air or along the ice. And then there's also the pad specifically, again, backing up. But again, when the pad moves over, the hip moves over, I think it makes it just a little bit more difficult to even be able to pull back. Even if you want to rotate backwards, it's just going to make it that much harder. So again, now here I'm specifying that if you just make sure you attack the puck with your head and your hips, as the puck's coming, you can then make a read on whether you turn your stick over to make a blocker save, or you continue with your stick flat on the ice to make a stick save. Kind of the idea, again, of 2 birds, 1 stone. 2 different types of shots shot to a similar area, to where you should probably train yourself to make a similar motion for both of them. And behind him is a picture of from one of the pictures from earlier of Carey Price extending into a low blocker / stick save type of motion. You can see right now he might get into kind of a bit of a guessing game, where again, if he starts with that attacking motion, he's got safe selection options, whether it's with his pad, his stick, or his blocker. If everything attacks of the puck on the blocker side, you can make any one of those type of saves.